Hey, what's up? My name is Dave, and as you know, I interpret everything. Today, I'm going to be interpreting Succubus, a brand new screen life horror film following one man named Chris, played by Brendan Bradley, that after recently separating with his wife, he decides to get a new head start on life by scrolling through possible matches on a popular dating website, swiping right on every single girl. As his best friend suggests, his standards should be low right now, and he has to build that playing field. He stumbles upon Adra, played by Rachel Cook, who claims that she has been recently hurt and she needs his help. He's sucked in by her cries of distress and her sultry state of undress and begins to fall for her, despite his desire to make things work with his wife and despite the eerie warnings of an older man, played by Ron Perlman, to stay away from her and that she's not exactly what he thinks. Whenever I run into a screen life film, I can't help but check it out. The end result can be great, like with Searching or with Missing, or it can be dumpster fire, like my movie, Secret Seam. But people often look past how much work actually goes into replicating and animating a computer screen from the ground up behind the scenes. So I was already going to watch this movie, but I was actually pretty impressed at what they were doing in Succubus, which was crafting a hybrid of both screen life and standard horror that utilizes these varying perspectives depending on the emotion that they're trying to elicit from the audience. Whether that's appealing to our sensibilities when it comes down to technology as a whole, because I found everything that was going on the computer to be pretty relatable. You're talking about texting, messaging, FaceTime, swipe heavy dating apps, etc., all of which do a great job relaying this idea that this man is kind of lost in life. He's directionless, his good friend Eddie kind of trying to help, but probably isn't the best person to talk to in this moment, which leads him straight into a temptress's arms, who he finds easy to talk to because he's lonely. And loneliness is its own kind of beast and makes a lot of us do a lot of stupid stuff. So I feel like this part of the movie is extremely relatable. And all of the actors actually do a splendid job of showcasing legitimate human emotion, sarcasm, annoyance, frustration, anger, resentment. The list goes on. The other side of the film is much more cinematic, with actual cinematography at the forefront. The reason why this is actually a really good thing is because it is unmistakable when this moment of transference occurs. It is blinding contrast in order to swap the emotions that they want from the audience, from relatability on the computer to tension and uncertainty in the cinematic world. These moments are a lot slower, but they're also never standing still. These shots are always slightly on the move. Even if you can't see it at first, it is always moving, even at a snail's pace, because that's also part of the editing that I think works so well here. Past that, you have an interesting role from Ron Perlman. I don't want to give too much away from his role or performance, but it's always good to see him in a movie, regardless on how much or how little he shows up, because it always feels as though he gives his all. And the same goes here. You may have noticed, however, my lack in talking about the narrative, and as the title suggests, it has something to do with a succubus, which, if you're unaware of what that is, according to folklore, it's essentially a type of demon, often seen as a seductive woman that feeds off of the energy of men through sexual tension or activity. That basically tells you everything that you need to know about the movie. It doesn't explain this character's motives, but it doesn't really matter all that much, in my opinion, what she's trying to do, because the decisions that these characters make from beginning to end shout stupid. The film was written and directed by R.J. Daniel Hanna, and R.J., if you are watching, I mean no disrespect here, because at times I do feel that it's the point for these characters to make bad decisions, because I don't think a succubus could actually attack a smart person. But still, I'm not sure I would make any of the same decisions when it came specifically to this dating site, where every single girl that shows up seems to have a perfect picture clearly taken by some type of professional photographer. They all look like models, and the girl that he ends up liking has an image without a face, is showing way too much skin, and has a scrambled, shortened link on her profile with no other information, which he, of course, clicks. Y'all are too trusting or something, but I'm pretty sure every single woman on that platform is either a catfish, scammer, fisher, prankster, bot, or otherwise, and that none are real. Period, exclamation point. And yet, here we are. Also, everything that this woman says and the way that she says it would be red flags, and he falls for it, hook, line, and sinker. Again, I'm not gonna fault it too much because I partially believe that that's part of the idea. Anyway, just to give this a letter grade, I'll just slap a C- on this puppy and call it a day. I liked aspects of the film, and I actually consider it pretty darn engaging overall, but again, I'm a fan of this subcategory in horror. Some of the gore was actually pretty good, some of the practical effects and makeup was surprisingly well done, but at the same time, some costume design and makeup was kind of but in general, I guess that the main thing I can say about this movie is that the idea, the concept, the premise was bigger than the budget, which I have a little bit of experience in as well. It's unavoidable, but that doesn't mean that the entire thing's bad either. It's just unfortunate. What about you guys though? What did you think about Succubus? Have you seen it? Have you not? Are you looking forward to watching it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review, whenever and whatever that is. And until then, peace out.
Thanks for watching my review. You see, I'm Dave interpreting it all, and that's just me. If you liked what you heard, hit like and subscribe. Come back for more. Catch the next vibe.